Washing up has never been so much fun. I have literally just texted Jamie Oliver. Oh, that's amazing. I am not touching that anymore. That is blooming ridiculous. Hello everyone, it's Barry here. Hope you're well. Today we're doing another kitchen gadget testing video, so please remember before commenting down below that some of these gadgets can potentially help people that struggle with certain tasks in the kitchen. First up is this one. This one by Oxo Good Grips is the water bottle drying rack. So not really officially a gadget, more of a kind of assistant in the washing up department in your kitchen. It is a drying rack for these water bottles that have become really common in the last few years. You know how they're sort of metallic, so they help keep the water cool when it's cold. It helps keep it warm when it's hot. It's genius. And also it's quite good for the environment, right? I'll tell you why, personally for us, it could be amazing. What happens is when we try and dry them, I don't know if you can see, look, you can't stand them up that well. So what we end up doing is literally leaving them slanted like this, and you know, it kind of dries, and they are quite hard to dry naturally anyway, so you just have to trust the process like that. Whereas the ability to sort of leave it stood up like this, which is what this thing should do, could potentially be genius. But I'm not really sure how fully to test this. I think I'm just gonna fill it with water and just be like, yeah, that works, because I think it just generally will work. And you've got here as well, I didn't talk about this yet, metal straws, right? Also reusable. Every gadget I open, I normally give it a little wash, but I don't tend to show that scene. It's not the most exciting, but with this, it's kind of washing itself, right? So I've got some straws. Now what we've got is these little gaps here that it slides down into. So they are in there, in these little gaps here. See that? Okay, like that. Very cool indeed. And now it's these bottles that go on these hooks. These two might not work. These two will. I'm gonna sit that on the drainer and we'll go on the side here. Oh, it leans forward a bit. Look at that. I thought it'd stand upright a bit more, like more boom, but no. Okay, it's got a bit of a lean, all good. God, I'm getting quite excited about this. I'm like, yeah. And this is the kahuna. This is my football soccer ball. Oh, yes. That has got 4 bottles stood upright, and the caps, and the metal straws. And there is no way I could do this on this thing, or some of you might not even have that on your standard drainer like that. To balance them like that, you probably need to not have any kids. Because trust me, my girls, no matter how much I say, please don't walk past that, it's gonna knock over. Yeah, Dad, yeah. That kind of entices them to do it. Whereas this is sat on that hook and they're all there, and we'll see at the end of the video if they fully drained off and dried. I've got most of it dried, but you'll never get it all out, right? Let's see what happens. Right, I am so impressed by that. I know we've only just done it, but I've just ordered another one because all of these gadgets get signed and they give away for Patreon. I know this is actually gonna be perfect for what we need because they always fall over. Awesome start. All right, next up is one of 2 gadgets, one of 2, from a kitchen department store bargain bin in their kitchen gadget section. It was this peach slicer by Jamie Oliver, and I think this might be the first Jamie Oliver kitchen gadget, although I've got some knives actually, that I have ever done.
Barry Lewis, come on boy, let's get cooking.
And this is a peach slicer. I don't eat that many peaches, but you do have a horrible little stony thing in the middle. If you eat that stone, it'll grow and you'll have peaches coming out of your stomach. It does look a lot like a higher quality version of an apple slicer that I've got. To be fair to a peach, if I'm ever hungry and go, I really fancy a peach, but we've also got an apple, I will generally, this is maybe laziness actually, and maybe it's not just me, I'll go for the apple because I just can't be bothered with like the hassle of opening said peach with the stone in the middle. And the difference between that and my apple slices, this bit in the middle here, that is where the serration is around the bit that should hopefully stop the stone. The other bits are just some sharp blades, so we'll wash this carefully and I'll see you in a sec. Ooh, I really hope this works. Do you think this is gonna work? Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay. Oh, wow. I don't know if you saw that, but look what it's done. Can I take the middle out with the stone? I can. And then you can just pull it apart. Oh my goodness. But this bit here, if I've got to have one downside to it, is there actually a stone in there? Oh yes, there is. But there is a little bit of peach. You could argue that you could get a little bit more like that, maybe. Oh, but it's all nasty and stumpy anyway and quite firm, and the stone is in there. That's actually amazing. I want to show you that again from high, so it suddenly turns from a stubby little peach into a flower. But that's the only thing, that needs to have a bit of a non-slip thing on it for it to be perfect, I think. But I'm literally clutching at peachy straws. See, because it moves. Look at that! Is that the coolest thing ever? In the words of the presidents of the USA, the band, millions of peaches. Peaches for me. I love that. I genuinely want to get one myself now. There's that famous song, isn't there? Can you feel the love tonight? Well, I think it should have been called Can You Open a Can with an Electronic Can Opener. This is by Kenwood, a fairly well-known brand. This is an electronic can opener that also doubles up as a knife sharpener. Nice. And a bottle opener. So we will open some cans, open a bottle, and maybe sharpen a knife. Maybe. But it's all about the cans. And if anything can, this can. It's a can opener with a lid retaining magnet for safe disposal of the lids. Oh, that's good. So as it takes it off, it should just... Ooh. I really haven't looked at the instructions for this. Opens cans of all shapes and sizes. So I bought a few different sizes and a few with a ring pull. Oh, there's your knife sharpener, because this is actually the back of it. Alright. Oh my gosh. What's that in there? Oh, is that the bottle opener? That's amazing. Yeah, that works. I love that. But it is this mechanism here that opens the cans. Is that it? Right, I'm going to have a little look at these and I'll let you know what this can or cannot do. Turns out there was another bit in the box. Luckily, I just checked. There is the magnet here, this thing, okay? And it goes on this whole big piece there with another stubby metal bit. Now that goes into this hole, and it's this plastic thing that will press down on this black button to make that wheel move. You see it? I don't trust it. You found that self-opening jar opener before. Do you remember that thing where you just stuck it on, pressed the button and it clamped for you and spun? It was amazing. That has genuinely changed a lot of people's lives in the kitchen and I love it. And I just feel like this might be a bit... What? Why is that magnet not being a magnet? Oh, is this it? Ooh. No? Oh, there we go. I think that's got it. Are you ready? Here we go. Now you're not working. Now you're not working. Come on. I'm trying to help you here. What? It has taken it off, but I wanted to keep going to see if I needed to keep my hand there, and I didn't. That magnet is blooming strong, but what is holding that up? Because the lid is completely off. Oh, that's amazing. I don't actually know how I did it. there was nothing there, that was completely apart. Maybe baked beans are anti-gravity. Oh wow. Lid off. I think it's the sort of thing, once you get used to it, you can just jab it straight in there. Oh, it needs help. Oh no, I broke it. Oh, what have I done? Oh no. Yes. Oh my gosh. It does not be recommended for using it on a tin shaped like that, but if you're in the middle of the jungle, you've just got a tin of Span, you've got access to an electrical supply, you can open your tin. Swiss Army knives are so overrated. Would I recommend this? It's okay, but there are better ones, and I've got a brilliant one coming up on one of the next gadget videos. Next up from Lakeland is something called the Even Slice. Perfectly sliced bread every single time. I have had the left-handed bread knife. We did the left-handed gadget video, remember that? This has been amazing for me, so it's the ultimate test if I can use this and the Even Slice to basically slice bread. But apparently you can slice bagels with it and muffins, so we'll do that too. It's basically a bread slicer. Primarily used for bread, however, it can be used for cold meats. Set the slice thickness by sliding the thickness plate into your selected matching pair of grooves. or leaning it against the front rails. Oh wow, you can just lean it against there, okay, and then you can slide it in like that. Okay, but the one thing I will say, look at that, that's actually caught me out when I saw it in the shop. I was like, oh right, that's not much of a runway for the bread. See what I mean? This is a loaf of bread and it wants to fall off. Now being left-handed as well, like, can we pierce it? No, that's what it's supposed to do, but maybe that'll pierce better once we slice it once. And what you're supposed to do is go along these lines like this. Follow that line. To be fair, that is that is a good even slice. It literally is an even slice. You just follow the guide. So there's no sort of, which is why the left-handed knife came in so good for me. I found that I was sort of like cutting at an angle. Oh yeah, that is actually perfect. Oh my gosh. The only thing is you are left with slightly diagonal bread. Do you see the angle on that? It's just going that way a little bit. But that, because you are following that slant. I mean, if you could, if you had the confidence to hold it like that. But I suppose here, gravity is helping you. And now that we've got a bit of a flat surface for it that isn't the crust, this should be a thinner slice now. Oh my gosh, it is. Look at that. That is genius. Right, apparently it can do bagels. That didn't work so well actually. I think it's better off with just bread. And there is a bagel guillotine that you can get. And also this thing, which I like so much, we actually bought our own version of as well. This is a bagel slicer, where you wedge it in like that, and you have to, you might remember that one, you cut it there and then straight through. We absolutely love that one. That's a genius one. But there is a guillotine one which just cuts it right down. That was probably one of the most fun ones ever. For bread, yes. It says muffins. I don't know why you want to slice a muffin in it, but I'm sure there's probably a reason, but I can't think of it right now. You would want to cut a muffin in half. But I can confirm it, it does do that. It also says, oh my gosh. Oh. I'm gonna just skewer that because I don't trust myself here. You could do that with the bread as well. British cuisine, best in the world. Okay, this was the other one that I got from the bargain bin along with the peach slicer. This is by a company called Betty Bossy, who we have actually done a few of their things before. And I think I wrote on it here, because it was like, it had no price on it. I just went to the till and she charged me £4 for it. And I thought, this is amazing. This is a maxi spiralizer. Spiral vegetable and fruit cutter. But basically you have the blade, right, at the bottom. And I'm not sure entirely yet, but I think that we sort of screw the actual food down onto that. And I don't know what happens after that. And there's possibly a reason it was £4. So we will, let's just slice up some veg. Okay. I don't know why I laughed at it then. I think it's just because of like the basic packaging. It's just they put a sleeve over it and it's just a generic cardboard box. It could have come from anywhere. It's called a Twister Maxi. And this is called the Maxi Spiralizer. Okay, it's got 2 different instruction manuals. So what the heck's going on here? Oh, I see the blades at the bottom. Look, this is like more like a kid's toy. Detach both blade inserts from the twister container by turning counterclockwise. What the heck? And then, okay, you can take the blades out. Oh, this is dangerous, be careful. Select the required blade insert, spiral or spaghetti, and screw clockwise onto the clear twister container. I think this is the spiral one. Use the holder markings as a guide for the correct length of your produce. Okay, so the length of that, our vegetables can't be any longer than that because that is the distance or the entire width of this canister thing. Let's get a carrot. But we shove this on there, okay. Another stump. This gets interlocked on there, and then this is where the magic happens. We're gonna hold this Oh my gosh. And now, can we take this off? What is that? Is that to do with this? No. Well, now they're all falling out. I can see why this was £4. Let's try it with this. My base fell off. Right, lock in. It's fallen off again. Oh my gosh, I do not like this, folks, because you're playing around with some really sharp blades here. It does say you can do it clockwise and counterclockwise. Now look at it though, look at how I'm sort of going like this with it. Right, are you supposed to sort of go like that? Ooh, okay. Well, there we go. We've got some spiralised carrot and some chopped carrot. I don't know if I want to do this again, but I think I've got some courgettes. We'll give that a go as well, just in case. Oh, non-slip surface over here. And it needs it. It really doesn't. Oh, no. It's non-slip for a bit. But you're putting so much force into it that it doesn't stay non-slip forever. So take that off, and you have got some courgette. But it feels like we might be able to turn this, because it does say to counterclockwise that and lift the container out. Oh, okay, I get it now. So this handle here, which was deceptively loose, can you see that bit there? When I bring that in like that, that brings the thread out into this circle, so it needs to be wound down. So if you have it like that, you can just pop this in and out. But I don't like how loose that blade is. And you know, we've got some courgette there, but now that we've sussed it, let's just do one more courgette quickly with the ribbon, non-slip styly. Turny, turny, turny. Oh no. The blooming base fell off. Wind it down. And it's falling out again. Stop falling out. What's going on? What? The base. Lock that in. And now my non-slip feet's gone. Blimey. I hate this gadget. Right, last time. Right, my non-slip feet's gone again. Come on. Here we go. You're staying there, I think. Oh my gosh, no! Right, I'm going to turn you without the handle. I am not touching that anymore. That is blooming ridiculous. That's one of the worst gadgets I have ever seen in my life. And I've tried my best. It did the job basically, but no way. It's just £4, and one of you lucky patrons is going to get it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Just before we start this last gadget, if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not already for regular food fun content, and check out the rest of the kitchen gadget playlist. Keep the suggestions coming in, but check the playlist first. This last one I have had for blooming ages. In fact, the last 3 gadget videos I've meant to do it, but I've kept going, no, we'll put it on to the next one, and it nearly happened today, but we're gonna do it. This is our last one today by Vadham Teas. This is a funky tea maker. And it's quite a simplistic one, and there are no instructions with it, because I opened this a couple of months ago, and I remember I have to go on Amazon to tell me the instructions, but I believe it's something to do with under here. See that? I think that it brews the tea in here, the tea comes out, and this acts as a little filter, all right? Yes. It's basically a brewer of tea for different types. I mean, you could put a tea bag in there, but it's really designed for loose tea because it's actually got the filter in there, which should hopefully stop everything. The tea gets brewed in here. You can keep it on the coaster whilst it's doing that. It's got some raised feet as well to keep it off your work surface. And then you actually push it onto your mug or your teapot, if you wish, and it should then pour pour water out through here, and I hope, because that's quite a wide area, if you push it down it doesn't all like completely come out like some crazy tea waterfall, which for some people is probably heaven. I'm more of a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory chocolate waterfall guy, but hopefully there's a little spouty thing there. It comes out of there. The only way I'm going to find out is if we use it. So let's get going. We add in our tea leaves, and I have put that right on that filter. This is going to be a real test for this. Yeah, that is right in there. Oh my gosh, because obviously the aim is that none of this comes through. So we'll add our warm water. Close the lid down, and that is brewing. I don't need to stir it apparently. It's just gonna agitate itself. Don't we all? And hopefully make that tea, well, it's actually a pretty good colour on there at the moment, isn't there? Looks a little bit like the Upside Down from Stranger Things. But one thing I will say, and I'm not very good at science, folks, it has been just over 4 minutes. I haven't stirred it, but I was thinking you could push that up and give it a little stir and agitate it if you want, but it's brewed quite nicely. Now this is my fear. I've got a clear mug and I've got this whole like doubt in my mind of like lifting this up and it all going everywhere. Okay. And I'm going to place it down. Oh, that is amazing. I've got a couple of little, like 2 drips. That is amazing. Oh my God, and there is not a single tea leaf left in there. And it really does look like a swamp. Look at that. A bit more confident holding it now. That is proper swampy. And you pretty much get, although of course, you know, you might want to add some milk in. We're going to go tough, we're going to have it as it is. You pretty much get a decent 1 mug out of it. You get a little bit. You get just over. Look at that. Yeah, that's not my favourite cup of tea. Whee! But that has blooming well worked. Outstanding. Right. Before we go, let's check our bottles. Nothing. Nope. Oh, one drip. Okay. Wallace, Penguin. No. Oh, ooh, there is water though. A scary amount of water. Hang on, let me see if I can, oh my gosh. That's probably about 1 and a bit tablespoons of water in there. And a bit of, what the heck is that? Oh, good job I washed them, eh? So it's actually worked. That is amazing. I have actually already ordered my own one of those anyway, because as I say, all of these I have literally just signed. In fact, on the tea maker, I've even written the instructions. So good luck to the lucky patron for that one. Thank you so much for the support this year, folks, in 2022. Check out the rest of the gadget playlist now. Have a stonking 2023. I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, and in case you're wondering, Barry, what is your worst gadget today? Do you think was the worst one? I don't think you need me to tell you that. But in terms of my favourite, I don't know. For us as a family, practicality-wise, that bottle drainer thing is going to be a life changer. Like, literally, we do it so often. That sounds really exciting. We drain water bottles. But the peach slicer and that tea maker, even the bread slicer, yeah, those are my 3 favourites. But if you've got a favourite, do let me know down below. But if you are watching this in 2022, enjoy the rest of 2022. If you're watching this in 2025, wow, flying cars exist.